quick introduction.
Yeah, myself Lakshmi Prasanna and I am from Machilipatnam and I have completed, actually I am having 3 years experience on automation engineer. I am very much interested to learn the UiPath.
Yeah. Welcome to the Basics, Prasanna.
Yeah, thank you, Surabhi.
Yeah, who else joined today only? Okay, so yesterday, how many of you got the access for this folder, the Teams? Please raise your hands. So I have added the meeting notes also. How many of you accessed? Joshna, Jayashri, and okay, fine.
Yes, we are not receiving any access for this.
But yesterday Sushma is telling that she shared some credentials.
For SharePoint, right?
The SharePoint link only you can able to access.
Okay.
Can you please check that?
Surabhi, can you please explain again how to add the folder and the Excel sheet? I'm not able to get it.
Sure. No need to worry about this Excel sheet. I will add the names. Can you please confirm your name one by one? Joshna first. Next, David. Next, Jayashree. Yohan. Prasanna. Siva. Surya. Vijay. Saswini. Okay. I think I covered everyone. 9 members. Yeah. Okay, this is ready. The next one, folder creation. Okay, now you people got one URL, I mean SharePoint link, right? Can you please share with me that link? What happened? You don't have that link? Say yes or no. If you are blank, I don't understand what you have.
We don't have Surabhi. So Sushma sent some credentials, but I tried to log in with that credentials, but it won't work. So she told she will resolve the issue today.
Okay.
Yeah, even I don't have it.
Okay. So okay, this is the
Vajrang one shared link. I will share this one.
that was a meeting link, no? Vajrang, which Vajrang has shared, that is a meeting.
SharePoint link. Yes. The SharePoint link where you can access the files and recordings. That's only right.
Yeah, let me share it again. Can someone access it? Who the people who received the credentials, they can access it. Yeah, see everyone. The link which I have shared. Yes, David.
Yes.
The link which I have shared, if you click on that link, you will, this is the page where it looks like. Yes, Jayshree.
Can you please share on this chat window? The link on this chat window.
Sure. Okay, so after opening this link, you have the option of documents. Just click on the documents. Then you'll able to see all the basics of this program, team performance and meeting notes. Along with that, you have the recordings folder also. So in the recording folders, you can see all the recordings. So this is the team performance where you need to create the folders for with your names. So just click on the new and click on the folder and add your name and just click on create. Then your folder will be created. Is that clear?
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So please use this SharePoint to access all your documents and all, and please update this tracker on daily basis. From today, we are going to discuss something on this UiPath Studio. Okay. Okay. So yesterday I have told you some basic introduction about RPA. So can someone explain me what is about RPA? Because the new people can understand what we have covered yesterday. Or else I'll call one by one, then you just tell me the details. Okay, Joshna. Joshna, what is RPA?
RPA is nothing. It's robotic process automation.
Mm.
It's a we have so many tools in RPA like UiPath, Blue Prism, and automation anywhere, etc. And why we prefer UiPath is it's a very low code platform.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have three
So-
components in UiPath. Okay.
Okay. Tell me.
It's UiPath Studio and UiPath Robot and UiPath Orchestrator. And in Studio, we develop the code, we design, we perform activities, we do sequence, flow chart, etc.
Okay. First of all,
Yes.
why we use RPA? Because to automate any kind of process, whether it is a web-based application or desktop application, it captures the data and triggers the responses. So, and mostly importantly, it do the action which human can do. Okay, so but robot should require some training and predefined rules where it needs to perform on such actions. Okay, so we have a different types of components, and one is UiPath Orchestrator, Studio, and Robot. So Studio will helps us to design and implement our ideas. Orchestrator will helps us to manage the projects or store the projects, and also it helps us to schedule the robots and monitor the robots. And we can also have the storage bucket where we can use to store some kind of files in that. So this is the one thing. And UiPath Robot. UiPath Robot is acts as an execution agent in between the studio and the orchestrator. So these all are the components of the UiPath Studio. And also we have two different types of bots. One is attending bot and another one is unattended bot. Attendant bot will requires a human intervention. So without human intervention, the robot it is not possible to start the robot. And it is useful for small and repetitive tasks. When it comes to the unattended robot, these robots will requires a human interventions. We can schedule the robots whenever we require. Okay. and it helps us to maintain the large complex process, and also no need to monitor the robot in front of the system when we are executing in unattended robots. Okay, so these all are the main and basic concepts of the RPA. And also we have learned like a basics overview of the studio, how it looks like and what are the options we have. So in UiPath Studio, mostly we have drag and drop activities. Most of the activities are pre-built. Only the thing is we need to write some syntaxes and logics to make it easy and to make it smooth. Okay. So this is all about the UiPath RPA. Prasanna?
Yeah, yes, Surabhi.
Yeah, are you getting?
Yeah, I'm getting Surabhi, but I want to see previous recording video, so then I'll get some idea about that.
Yeah, please check with the recording and let me know if you have any questions.
Sure, Surabhi.
Okay. Okay. So the slide, are you able to see my screen, everyone?
Yes.
Okay. So the slide which I'm explaining you about the RPA implementation journey, it's nothing but life cycle of an RPA. Okay, what are the things we'll do in generally that we are going to discuss now? So first one is prepare RPA solution. So the thing is, the words may be different. See, some people will take prepare and what is the life cycle of RPA? When the question is coming to you, then some people can reply what is RPA, sorry, life cycle of RPA is analysis, development, maintenance, production. So all these things will comes in the picture. But you can give any kind of an answer, but the answer should be relevant to your question. Okay. So this is one of the solution for your question, that is life cycle of an RPA and implementation journey of RPA. Okay. So the first one is prepare RPA. Prepare RPA is nothing but analysis. Analysis is nothing but, first of all, you check the process. Whenever the process is coming to you, that means whenever the client is willing to give you one process. See, projects are different, processes are different. Okay, project is nothing but it's a combination of all the process. So in one project, you may have a 20 process and 29 process, 15 process, 10 process. So process are different, projects is different. Okay. So process, you may have the requirement of one process where it is coming from the client, and what client will not give you a process directly to the developers. Okay, there are a lot of people who act in between the developer and the client. So someone like solution architect and business analyst and the project manager, delivery managers. So all these people will play a key role in your projects. Okay, so whenever the process is coming, that first will go to a BA and solution architect. And these people will analyze your process and they will confirm whether your particular process is automatable or not. If it is automatable, then BA will prepare some documentation and SA also prepare some documentation before it goes to the development. Okay. So if you observe here, prepare RPA, the process are defined, assessed, prioritized, and the implementation is planned. So if whether they will check whether the particular process is automatable or not, then they will plan how much time it requires. See here, every process will be divided in a small, medium, and large process. So small process will require 2 weeks of time, and medium process will require 3 weeks of time. Again, it depends on the length of the process, and the large process will take at least 4 to 6 weeks of time to complete the development and along with the testing. Okay. So all these plans will be made by the BA and the solution architect. They will provide you the timeline for that. Once it is done, it will move to the solution design. Each process to be automated is documented, the architecture is created and reviewed. See, first of all, we have the two types of documentation here. One is PDD, another one is SDD. So what is the difference between the PDD and SDD is PDD will be prepared by the BA. SDD will be prepared by the solution architect. So what is PDD means? It's a process definition document. Okay, so it has overview of your process. So what is the requirement? What are the steps you need to follow, and what are the exceptions you need to follow in the PDD? So when it comes to the SDD is the solution design document. As the name suggesting, it has all the solution, which step you need to follow, and how you should maintain your process, and it has a high level of architecture diagram in your SDD. Okay, so SDD will be prepared by the solution architect. He will give you each and every step of your process. Okay, and he will create some test scenarios, and also he will prepare some exception handling activities. Apart from the PDD, he also prepare. He will assume that it may come in the middle of the program. Whatever the exception is going to happen in your process, all the details will be mentioned in the solution design document. And also here, the development and whenever the project is coming to you, you will not directly develop your process into the production environment. So you will have the test environment for this. So test environment, same, it looks like the production environment. There is no change. The only difference is production environment will be into live, and the test environment is only for the development and the testing purpose. Okay, so this test environment also, solution architect will check whether the test environment is fully designed or not, whether you're facing any issues or not. So he will prepare all these things. Okay, so here the test scenarios and environments are prepared, and the solution design is created and document for each process. So whatever we have discussed, all the points are available here. So test environments will be created, and the solution design document will be prepared based on all these options. Okay. So the next phase is build RPA. Build RPA is nothing but development. Development is nothing but once the documentations are done, once the timelines is completed, then it will move to the developer. So developer will check all the development criteria, and he will start developing on the process. Okay, the process are automated, the workflow is tested and validated, and the UAT is prepared. Okay, so UAT workflow is tested and validated is nothing but whenever you're trying to develop your code, again, you need to follow some certain testing phases here. First is unit testing. So you have to, for example, if you're developing the multiple XAML files in one process, then you have to test each and every XAML file, whether it is working properly or not. Okay, so it's nothing but a testing, unit testing. So again, you have a integration testing. Your integration testing is nothing but you will structure all your flows into one template. That means, first of all, you have, whenever you are developing, you develop in such a way that you will not organize all the code in one at a time. First of all, if you have the requirement to log in into the application and to grab some information, then what you will do, you will just split your code into a different parts. First, you will create a login pages. And then you will go with the extracting the information from the website. That means here the two XAML files are acting, right? So these two XAML files will be tested separately as a unit testing. And here you are not organizing your code. Then you will move to integration testing. So in the integration phase, what you will do, you will organize your code. First, you will organize the login application. Then you will keep extracting the information after the login XAML files. So here, after organizing all your steps, then you will do a complete testing. That means first end-to-end testing. This is nothing but integration testing. Okay, so in this both the phases, you will analyze your code. I mean, validate your results, whether you are getting properly or not as per the requirement. Once it is done, your code will be moved into UAT. UAT, as I told you, user acceptance testing. So why this UAT is required? See, whenever you're developing your code, you know that that code is working fine into your system, but you don't know, and when it is moving into the production level, your code needs to work in other machine as well. So to overcome such problem, that means if you are moving your code into the production and you don't know whether it is working into another system or not, then it is impossible you to move your code into the production. So first of all, before moving into the live, then you have to test your code into another missions and with the another mission IDs. That is nothing but a UAT. It's a user acceptance testing. So once it is passed, then only your code will move into a production. So here the UAT plays a major role. In the UAT, all the BS will analyze your result. All the BS will check your results and solution architect will see your results. So everyone will check the results and if they think that your code has some issues, then they will rectify that, and then they will send the final results to the client. The client will give you approval from the UAT. So when you receive the approval from the client, then only your code will move into the production. And again, in the production also, you need to follow some phases. So that is nothing but test build RPA. So here test RPA, what is test RPA? The UAT is performed, the workflow is debugged, and the process is signed off. As I mentioned, everything will be validated by some people and the client will provide you a sign off from the UAT. Then your code will move to the next system. Stabilize RPA. The go live is prepared, the process is moved to production, monitored, measured, and the lessons learned are documented. See, once all the phases are completed, then your code will move to the production as we are able to, as we are seeing here. So once it is moving into the production, here also you will monitor the robot for at least 1 to 2 weeks. Okay, then you will analyze the results and you will check the results and you will, if required, you will document that results in the documentation part. Okay. So here you may have a options or you may get a chance to edit your code, but that edits of your code will depends on the client. If they require some changes in your code, then they will suggest you. So before, keep remember this one point. Whenever you're doing any kind of a changes in your code, you should require it approval further, at least in the email or in the documentation part. Then only you have to do all the edits into your process. Otherwise, you should not touch your code after moving into the production level. Okay. The next one is constant improvement. The process automation performance is accessed, the benefits tracked, and the changes managed. So changes managed is nothing but it's a change request. If you got any change requests in between of these 2 weeks, 2 weeks means hypercare phase. So if you're getting any kind of an change request, then you have to do in this 2 weeks only. So after 2 weeks, the process will be signed off. Then you will hand over all your project, all your process into your next team members. Next team means the support team will be available for the for this robot maintenance. So they will take care of your code after you will after handovering your process. So all this is all about the implementation journey of RPA. Any questions in this?
No, sir.
No question. Yes, Ravya?
Yeah, no questions.
Okay. So this is one of the interview question you need to follow. Okay. So the next slide is about the process and the library. So this we have explained yesterday only. The process contains all the workflow layouts, that is sequence, flowchart, state machine, and global exception handler. But the library does not have all these options. So it has it while the global exception handler is not available for libraries. So global exception handler is nothing but it's kind of an exception handling activity for the projects. So sequence we have learned, flowchart we have learned, and the next important part is variables. So every process where whatever you are going to develop, that will start from the variables only. So did anyone has any idea about these variables? Have you heard about this word at any point? See, I need responses. I don't want silence.
Variable is
Variable
a data type. We
data
store
type.
information in it.
Sorry?
Variable, we can store information in a variable. It's a data type.
Okay. Yes. So variable is one of the word or name we can say. Why this variable is required for us means, so the variable will helps us to store the multiple data entries. Okay. So multiple data entries means it will store some data types. So what is data types? Data types. What is data types?
It can be either string, numeric,
Yes.
float. Yeah, those are the
Yes.
data type.
Yes, correct. So it can be a string, boolean, integers, arrays. So we have lot of variable data types in the studio, but most probably we'll use this kind of data type like string, integers, booleans, and arrays, data table, data date and time. So these are the some variables where we use particularly in the process. Okay. So this kind of a data types can be stored into the variables. So it can be a single value or it can be a multiple values that can be stored into the variables. And why we require this variables means we require with this variable to pass the information from one activity level to the another activity. One activity to the another activity, how it can work that we will see in the task. Okay. The next slides is the properties also I will explain in this task. Okay. So who is going to share the screen for the first process? First task. Joshna, yes. Okay, create the task as day one or task one. Not the day one, task one.
Okay, actually.
Okay, give underscore in between task and one. Okay, create it. So now we will use one activity. I mean, we are going to create one task. The task is in a welcome message. Okay, so how this is going to work on the different types of activities that we are going to see now. Just a second, let me open something. Is it still loading? Okay.
Oh, it's taking so much of time.
For the first process, it will take a time. Let's see. Okay, so generally this is the UiPath Studio. It has the main sequence which is already created. Okay, so now we have to add the activities inside the main sequence. Okay, so I have explained you yesterday, we have the activities panel. So from this panel only we can drag and drop the activities inside the main sequence. Okay, so now write some annotation, Josna. Just right click on that main sequence. There you have the option of annotation.
Okay.
Click on that, add annotation. So why this annotation is required? So this is very important and it's the best practice for your project or process when you're going into future. So we'll use this annotation to write the comments. Okay, why we require comments to check the, so someone is checking your process. If someone is checking your process, then they can easily understand your what steps you have implemented in your logic. Okay, so write the annotation welcome message by using variables.
Welcome message.
By using variables.
I should type that. Huh?
Yes. Okay. So normally we'll just write one welcome message. So to display on the screen, we have one activity called message box. So this message box will helps you to display on the screen. Okay. So this message box has a lot of options to edit also. Just drag and drop that message box, Josh. Can you please give me control, Jishnu, once?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a message box. See, for every activity, whatever the activity you are going to develop, only few activities will not have the option for these properties, but most of the activities have the option to edit this activity as per the requirement. Okay, so all the edits can be happen in the through the properties panel for the activities. So why we require this, now we will see. So this is only one activity, that is a message box activity. So normally why this message box is required means this message box will helps you to display the message on the screen. Okay, so we have the lot of option for this message box. So if you see on the properties panel, this automatically close after. So if you are not able to click on the options, whatever it is displaying on the screen, then you can select the timeline for this. So once after 1 second, it will automatically closes. After 2 seconds, it will automatically closes. So you can give the time here. So buttons. So this is very important. So right now, by default, you have the OK option. So if you want to have a different options for this message box, then you can select OK, cancel, yes, no, cancel, yes, no. So these all the options are available for this. Yes, Joshna, you are doing something?
Oh, no, nothing. I by mistake I made podcast.
Okay, so that's the one thing. Caption and text. Caption, see, caption is nothing but this is the caption where you can the title of the message box. Okay, and the text inside this column, whatever you are typing, that will move into the form of text. So remember one thing, any text whichever you are giving into the activities or when you're giving directly into the values, then you have to give in the form of double quotes. So your text will not work if you don't give in the double quote. So for example here, hi, welcome to UiPath. See what it is showing, it is giving me an error. Giving me an error, hi is not declared, it may be inaccessible due to protection label. So something expression is expected. So all this error will be appeared. So if you give in the double quotes, see this error has gone. So this text will support um in the double quotes only. Okay, so this is a normal welcome message. Let me debug this code. So you got the message, hi, welcome to UiPath on the screen. So here, the most important thing for debugging mode is you need to follow some options to debug your code. So here there's a debug option in the design tab. So here, if you click on this drop down, again, you'll find run file, debug and run. So what is the differences between all these options is, so debug file is nothing but it will debug only that particular file wherever you have on that position. Okay. So same, but this debug file will give you the option for to wait for 1 second for an activity to another activity, and also it will give you which activity it is executing. It will give you the information which activity is executing and what are the information you have in the particular sequence. But when it comes to the run file, it is not like that. So if you run this file, it will directly give you the results. Okay, and this run file also will execute only that particular sequence. And the next one is debug. Debug is nothing but it will execute from the beginning to end, wherever you are, but it will not it will not care of that, but it will start executing from the beginning. Okay, and also it has a similarities as debug file. It will give you some time to wait for one activity to another activity, and it will give you all the information. And the next one is run. So run is a same like debug. It will run from the beginning and finally it will give you the results. Okay. So this option will have in the debug tab also. Here you can run anywhere. And the next important point is here you need to enable this execution trial, because if you enable this option, then it will give you which activity it is executing at that time. Okay, highlight elements also you have to enable. Just click on that. Highlight element is used when you are doing automation with the applications, web application or desktop applications. Okay, so it will highlight that applications. So if you debug this code, now you will see the difference. See, it is there in this yellow color mark. That means it's partially executed. If it is in a green color mark, green color, then it will say executed. If it is in a red color, then it is giving you some errors. So these all are very small, but it will place a very important role for now. Okay, so please enable this option. Now, I got this message from the message box, but now I need some changes in this task. So what kind of a changes I require means I require like if someone is entering their name, I need message along with that name. For example, some user is coming to you and is asking, boss, my name is Uma. So I want to, I have joined in your UiPath today only. Then you need to say, hi, Uma, welcome to UiPath. So this kind of information I require on the screen. So what I need to do for this? So that's a task. No. Yes. Someone is talking.
Yeah, you can use prompt activity for this one.
Which activity?
Prompt.
Prompt.
Yeah, in automation anywhere, I'm using prompt.
Yeah, in automation anywhere you may have the prompt, but here you have the input dialog box. Okay, so this input dialog box will help you to take the information from the users. Okay, so just drag this input dialog box, Joshna. Above the message box. Okay, this is the input dialog box where you need to fill all the details. The first option is dialog title. So dialog title is nothing but it's a title of your pop-up. Okay, just give any title of this. input label. So the message should be there inside the label. So you can type any message here, any information. No, don't write message. Just give the information like dialog title, input box demo. That's fine.
Sorry. What
One
should I
second. Please give your value or something. You just write that word. Please enter your response. Please enter your value. So like that, you just give the uh, um, okay. Now here the important thing is you have to create the variable. So why you need to create the variable means the person who is going to give you a value, that value you need to store it someplace. So we have discussed about the variables. Variables is used to store the some kind of a data that can pass the information from one activity level to another activity. So we need to pass the information from input dialog box to the message box. So to pass the information, we need to use the variables, right? So why we require variables? To store the value of the user. So that's the purpose we require the variables. So just what you will do, create a variable through the variable panel. At the down, you have the variable panel. See here. Okay. See, one thing, Joshna has tried to create a variable through the shortcut. So here you need to follow three types of creating the variable. This is one of the interview question. How many ways you can create a variable? So the answer is there are three types of variables where you can create a variables. First one is through the variable panel. The second one is through the input through the activities. Here you can press shortcut key of Control K. So, okay, it will give you the option to create a variable. And the third one is you can go to the properties and from here you can create a variable Control K. So we require the result only, right? So from the result we need to, so whatever the user we are storing, that can be stored into the form of result, right? So create a variable from here or here, your wish, Joshna.
From here, how can we create? From here, I know from here how to create.
From here, just click the activity, create a variable, just click here and give the name. Just mention as name, variable name as name.
Me, yeah?
Yeah, name. No, name. I have told you create a name. So,
Oh,
Name, name.
any name.
Name.
Sorry.
Okay.
Little fans on I couldn't hear.
Okay, fine.
Okay.
So these names, what kind of a variable type it was? The names are the words. So word
String.
means string. String deals with the words only, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, variable type as string. This is fine. So what we can do, this name we will pass here. Remember one thing, the variables you are not supposed to give in the form of double quotes. Variables arguments you are going to give directly because you are creating it. So you have to give it directly. Now, so what I told you, I need a message along with the name, right? So to add this name in between this message, we need to follow some um,
Concatenate.
yes, we need to follow some concatenation method. But here, as I told you, the name should not be given in the form of double quote. The variable should not be given in the form of double quotes. So we have to separate this message now. Hi. Give some space. It should add the space after hi or name. Plus, Concatenation is nothing but adding the values or words. Name. There is some lag. You have just name plus double quotes. Okay. So if you observe here, variables I have not given in the double quotes, just the message I have given in the double quotes because it's a message and this message I have not created it. I have just added this message along with the variable. So now if you observe here, this input dialog box will receive the information from the user and that information is stored into this variable and this information will be passed from this activity level to this activity. And in this activity, we are just doing concatenation from the variable. So how the concatenation is working is by just adding the plus. Okay. Step into. So what I will suggest you to follow when you are doing your testing is step into. Step into, step out, step over are very important options. I will tell you. So if I click on a step into, it is not even moving into the next activity here. It just stopped here. So until I press this, I click on this step into, then only it will move to the next step. See, like this, step into. Okay, please. So this is the title and this is the input label. And now you have to give the information for your variable. Just add the any name, Joshna. Yes, step into. Hi, Joshna. Welcome to UiPath. Okay, I got the message as per my requirement. Yes, Joshna.
Nothing.
Any doubts, any questions in this? Guys, if you're not able to understand, please let me know now itself because this is only the first task. But when we are going further, then the tasks will be more.
Yeah, can you repeat that the debug file? There are 3: run file, debug file, run, right? Can you please?
See here, debug file
Yeah.
means it will execute the entire sequence. If you have the multiple, so let's say you have the multiple sequences here. I'll just add one more sequence. Okay. Now, you have one XAML file here and the another XAML file here you have. So when you debug the file, this is the only sequence which it will execute. It will not move the test and it will not move the another files and all. Okay, and also this debug mode will helps you to wait for the activity from one to another and it will give some seconds of time. Okay, and it is giving you the option which activity is executing. And also it will give you the information of the log messages. See, task 1 execution started and ended, and in between that you may have the many messages which is related to your task. Okay. So, but when it comes to the debug run file, it is not like that. See, if you see here, if I click on the run file, just a second, it is analyzing the process. See, if you are using the run file, it is giving you a message directly, pop up directly. It is not giving you the option which activity it is executing. So if I'm entering my name, see, I'm getting only the results. I'm not able to see the entire studio here. So that's the difference. Okay, and the debug is also same, but it will execute from the beginning. And the run is also same, it will execute from the beginning. Are you getting, Siva?
Yeah, well, even the run file also is executing from the beginning, right? But it won't stop or
No, it
yeah.
is not executing from the beginning. Run will execute from the beginning. Run file will execute from within that sequence, but it will not give you the option of the activities.
Okay.
To check the activities.
So we have two XAMLs, right? Which XAML it will be taking first and which XAML it will be taking second while running the entire.
Now, yeah, now you are there in the test file, right? So if you start executing this, click on the debug file. Just I'm not able to click on that debug file. No, debug file. See, if you're clicking on a debug, it is moving to main here.
Okay.
But where I am, see, I want to execute from the test here. So what I get.
So in that scenario, we will use only debug file. Okay.
Yes.
Got you. Yeah.
Okay. That's a difference. And it's very important point. You need to remember this. Any questions?
What do you mean by XAML? I mean,
XAML, this one?
yeah. You know, you're pronouncing XAML now. What do you mean by XAML? This one.
XAML is the separate sequence. It's a set of activities where it is created in a sequence. So we are just adding all. See here, it is a main XAML. Main XAML is nothing but it's a main. In the main, you have all the activities, but it's a separate sequence. And this test is a separate sequence. So all this will be named as a XAML here. XAML is a XAML. Okay. So I'll give you one more task for everyone. Okay, so I'll just give you one hint. First of all, you have one more assign activity. So assign activity will help you to add the values. So here you have given one value and it is stored into a variable. But in the assign activity, how it will work means here you already created a variable. Let's say you already created a variable and now I'm giving this variable. So for this variable, I want to give only the specific value. I don't want to add the user details. I don't want to add the user values here. I just want to give a static value to this variable. So I'm just giving myself Uma. So this variable will have the information only this name. Okay. So now this variable, if we are using this variable into the message box, then we don't have any other option to change this value. We have the option only this Uma name only. So this Uma is only will execute with for the entire execution. We are not supposed to, we are not getting any changes for this variable. So what I'm trying to tell you is, just take the two assigned activities along with this task. Here also you just create it in another sequence. Okay, first name I have as Uma. Okay, last name as Devi. Okay, so I want these two messages in the message box, two values in the message box. First name plus last name. Okay, so now I will get these two values in one message box. So this is one of the tasks where you can use the variables from the static value. Are you getting or you are still confused?
It's clear, Ma.
Okay.
Clear that.
What about Siva?
Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, got it.
Okay. Okay, so please create this task and you use this input dialog box as a separate task and use this assign activities as a separate task and please complete this task by tomorrow. I will check if you have any questions, please let me know. So, and before you, after creating a variable, please check the variable type, whether it is a string or any other option. By defaultly, sometimes it will create as a string only, but sometimes it will take as an object. So make sure that you're selecting the right variable type. Okay, so if you don't select this right variable type, then it will give you an error. Okay, this is the one thing. Just try to complete this and we'll see the rest from tomorrow.
The variables we are creating, right? Three
Yes.
places we can able to. Can you explain where the places?
Didn't get you, David. What variables?
We can create three places in variables, right? So one is variable
Yes.
panels, and
Mm.
second one, can you explain that?
Sure. So in three ways we can create a variable. First one is variable panel. The second one is through the activities. So through the activities means here you can create a variable by pressing the shortcut key of Control K. Okay. The
Okay.
third one is through the properties panel. So if you click on the activities, just open the properties panel and from the properties, you can press the same shortcut key of Control K and create a variable.
In where it will be result,
In
result
the
we can.
results. Yes. So for this input dialog box, the result will be here. Let's say the message box, what kind of a result it is. Output. Not the one. No, this is that is not the variable where you can create. I'm just checking the other activity.
Surabhi, yeah, I think it is in data manager. Here it is showing in my system.
Data
Yeah.
manager is another option.
Oh, here also we can create a variable.
No.
Oh, okay.
Data manager is a different concept. That's not related to this.
Okay.
I'm just checking the other activity to give the details. Which one I have to see? Okay. This is one of the activity. See, this activity is used to get the password from the other, like if you are using the email accounts or if you are using any credentials from any application for any application. So what you will do, you will add the password and you will create a variable in the results panel again, results column. So mostly you will have the option of results to create a variable. Okay, you can remember this as result. Okay, David?
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so please try to complete both the tasks and let me know if you are facing any challenges. And from tomorrow onwards, please be ready with your missions. I'm not sure whom I'm going to ask to share the screen.
So
That's
we
all
have
for
to
today.
publish the
Yes.
task where? Can you
That
explain
is
us? And
that is from this button, but it's too early, Joshna. You want to try?
to like
Yeah.
where to post the task? Can you help me
Post
ask
yourself
this?
in the folder in the SharePoint you're asking.
Yeah.
Okay, I have given you one link. No, just open that link.
Can you send me once again? Like, can you send me once again?
Sure, I have. I think I have shared in the chat only. Let me open it. Yeah, please check this.
Can you show me like?
In the chat, Teams, go open your Teams. Open Teams. There you have chat mode. Just open that.
Okay.
Click on that link. Maximize it. Next.
One second.
Sure. Open that.
Password is wrong.
Please check with Sushma. I shared
It's erasing for us also.
Okay, please check with this Joshna with the Vajram.
Okay. Check.
Okay, or
Okay.
Sushma. You can contact Sushma as well.
Okay.
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 Yeah, that's
Can
all
you
for
just
today.
tell
Yes.
me like I'll just note it down how to go and post it there.
See,
Where?
after moving into this credential, I mean, after logging into this SharePoint,
Okay.
you will have the option of documents on your left hand side. Documents.
Okay.
Just click on the documents, then you will have the option of your folders.
Okay.
Let me tell you the exact name for that. Yeah. Basics May. Team performance folder will be available.
Okay.
Click on the team performance.
Okay.
Then create your folder.
Okay.
How to create a folder? There you have the option of new. Just click on the new, then you'll get the option to create the folder. After creating the folder, just move inside that.
Okay.
Then you have the option of upload.
Okay.
So you need to select whether you are going to upload the files or folder, but you always need to select the folder.
Okay.
Okay, so once you select the folder, it will navigate to into your machine. Then you are there. You need to select this UiPath task 1. Then click on OK. Then that will be uploaded automatically.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. And earlier you were explaining us those interview questions now regarding whole UiPath thing, like user acceptance. You are explaining from the from business analyst to till production live and also we have to
Yeah.
learn everything, right? Like whatever
Yes.
you taught us, we have to learn in the same way, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Rishna.
Understand. Okay.
And Surabhi, the same PowerPoint you showed us is available in the will be shared to us.
Yeah, I'll be sharing with them in the meeting notes.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else?
Yeah, in Teams, we are not getting the Teams access.
Teams access, why you require Teams access? You need to only SharePoint access.
Okay, so all things we are uploaded in SharePoint, right?
Yes, all things are available in the SharePoint.
Yeah.
So Surabhi, is this a lifetime access?
That you need to check with Vajrang. I am not sure, but I think it is a 3 months or 2 months time period we have for the access.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, guys. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a great day and please complete that task.
Thank you.
Thank you.
సరే పాలిస్తాను